All right, it's a beautiful day. Let's chop up a sample. I got Koala here open. I'm going to, I don't know what I just said. I'm going to import video. And let's do, this one was the last one that I pulled up. So, and I grabbed this sample just off my Spotify, Discover for this week, which was pretty good. It was all, honestly, a lot of things that I could sample. Also, I'm putting them into a playlist that I'm trying to build. I'll probably have that ready for April, but I'm just going to start doing little monthly playlists so y'all could, just catch my vibe, what I'm listening to lately. So, okay, so here we go. We got the sample here loaded. So, I'm going to take this. Where is this? This is here. All right, so here, as you can see, we clearly just saw a little glitch in Koala. Sometimes a sample, if you have to slow yourself down, it's not instant. Some samples will honestly just delete on you. Like you'll be deleting one, but if you tap something, in the process by accident, you'll actually end up selecting one or both and it'll just delete. So let's try to fix this without having that issue again, but I'm glad I was able to capture that. I think that actually happened last time too that I was trying to record. So let me just find out where this is. It's right here. Okay, so we're gonna edit this. I like that. I think that's gonna be it right there. I want to bring the volume. All right, so a little tip is that before you chop in Koala doesn't have a master volume, control knob for the sample. So when you go and you chop up a sample, I didn't want to normalize that, but it's fine. When you go and you chop up a sample, you're going to I don't know, it's just you want to do the volume before, because if not, then you're gonna have to go and go back to each one and edit the volume, and it's whatever. So now I'm just chopping it up in the lazy section of the auto chop. Alright, so as I'm chopping this, I realize that I just have way too many. It's all the same chop. I gotta get some in the middle, but I only have 3 spare ones. So I've been kind of trying to work on this workflow where I have 3/4 of my launchpad, filled with samples, and then the 1/4 to work. But sometimes 16 is not enough, but I'm trying to just stay 16 in my head because I'm still used to the SP series, which is 12, the PO33 series, which is also 16, and so I'm just kind of trying to keep 16 sort of an industry standard. So all right, let's give it a shot. Let's try it. This will be my. All right, that will be that. This compressed. It's already so loud for some reason. I already have a I already have a sequence in here, but let me take that out. We're not going to use that. Something about the way that this chopped I didn't particularly like, but we're going to keep it. I'm going to keep it moving and just kind of power through. Sometimes it's just like just get through your own head, you know, shit. So let's see what we got. Okay. I think that was the one I wanted to use. I just like the simplicity of this, so we're just going to go ahead and don't want to use that exact one though. Alright, let me free up a pad. That's right, because I'm only going to delete it for this. Alright, so here's a little sometimes on the drum loop samples, I'll just extend. I'm using this as a snare, and I'm focusing on the snare, but I'm letting it play the whole way through and just catching that. Also, that hi-hat in there. It's gonna freak out the hi-hat rhythm. So let's see what we got here. We're gonna bring this up. I've been working in like 91 BPM lately. It's not too fast, not too slow. Don't usually work. Alright, I like that. So I'm trying to here's another thing too, like I have this hi-hat isolated right here. Right, but so what I'm doing is I'm looping it, and I'm not really paying attention to catching, looping on beat and all that. I'm just trying to get something that sounds, you know, semi on beat, but it's just giving it rhythm. It doesn't have to be exactly like a perfect loop. Like that's not perfect loops, you know, should not be existing too crazy in your, you know, in your beat, in my opinion. So now we got a groove. Now let's go back to the sample and see how it matches with this loop. Where's this like crazy fresh air coming from? sometimes you gotta not cut your losses. I feel like cut your losses is not the right word because there's no loss. But what we're gonna do, I just want to make sure this is true. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go back to the sample and we're gonna re-chop it in a different way because I'm not liking it. All right, so let's go. It's back to auto chop. And let's try it equals 16 equal chops. What the hell is that gonna sound like? 15, I guess, with the first one. Alright, that's sounding different now. Let's chop that. Nice about Koala, you can get, you know, all the way in. I think I also want to, I feel like I just want to slow it down a bit. This should be one shot. One also so that I have a stop button. So now anytime I want to do a stop, I just hit it. Rock with me for a second. So there's a little BPM is off, but you just play with it. Double kick makes all the difference. Now, I have this groove already going, and I'm like losing my mind on it, but I don't want to get stuck. Don't want to. Sorry, I got this groove going and I'm losing my mind. But it's very important to not get stuck in these type of loops. Okay, so we got it. It's here. It's bumping, but we're gonna go back and we're gonna, you know, let's keep our creative juices. Let's see what else we can get out of this sample. So we see it does sound better pitched down to -5. So everything is getting brought down. Here is an example of where Koala really could go for a global pitch setting. They do have this pitch. So if I were to, you're hearing it now. Original. And that's cool, right? It brings it down. But the problem is that also affects everything. I guess that sounds kind of cool, but you know, I don't always want that, especially globally. I don't always want all my drums to have that effect. It's cool, but sometimes you want it to have a little bit more life, you know. So, all right, let's go. Wish I had gotten a little beverage before we started, but it's cool. Let me rock with y'all. So, all right. So where we at? We over here. And let's just hear this. You have to hear, do you have a groove? There's a nice little, I'm going to edit in the start and stops. But let's keep it going with the sample. So yeah, it's time consuming. It's a little bit tedious, but you know, you gotta make it work. And just record. Already messed up, that's fine. I'm not sure if the way I recorded this was necessarily the best idea. Let me copy these. What even is this? We don't need that. I have this great switch up right there. If I just bring this down. have it. I'll take out the hi-hat. Alright, so I switched up the sample pattern. It was just this at first. Right? And that's cool. Then it was... Then over here we hear... something like that. And we just put it all together with the drums that we had before. And it's knocking. Like, it's simple, it's crisp. I'm not even going back. You know, if you start with good drum samples, that's super important. Like, drum samples, it's funny, I'm not sure where to look. Drum samples make all the difference. If you have great drum samples, you're not going to spend a ton of time editing them and making them to make them sound good. You know, you don't need to spend a whole lot of money on drum samples, but drum samples are very important. So make sure you have them. And then I think we could leave it at that. The only thing else I would really do to this, and again, this is me, you know, you can go in, you can add sounds, you can add bass, you can add it. This already has a bass groove in it. If you're hearing with headphones, like, it already has a bass groove. I can always, you know, enhance it and all that. You can always go back and that's the thing. Like, you can always go and edit and edit and edit. But if you know, eventually there's a point where you have to say, okay, this is done, you know. And I don't know, as I get older, as I continue my musical journey, I just feel like I don't want to spend too much time editing. I like that initial 15-minute hit, you know, of endorphin of releasing music. And then the rest, if it bumps, it bumps. That's it. That's all that matters. That's the only rule in the studio, in our studio. And with that, we're going to leave it. I hope you enjoyed the little session. Beautiful afternoon. I think I'm going to go and get some fresh air after being locked away here in front of the sampler. But I hope you enjoyed. And this has been BirdBoss. Thanks for checking out. And peace.